San Diego leaders on a mission in Mexico City. The delegation highlighting the cross-border success story, despite calls to scale it all back from the White House.
Almost all of them have said that I can't believe I didn't do it sooner. A lot of the pain went away.
A life-changing choice for veterans who survived the battlefield and the data that will help other wounded warriors.
It's kind of like a bouncing ball, like this is a species that booms and busts.
Check out the Comeback Kid, the San Diego partnership that gave these special butterflies a fighting chance. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. The Trump administration sends a warning call to so-called sanctuary cities. It came today during the press briefing that there will be consequences. Attorney General Jeff Sessions says cities that do not demonstrate compliance with immigration laws won't get grants from the Office of Justice. This includes refusing requests to hold immigrants who are in the country illegally.
I strongly urge our nation's states and cities and counties to consider carefully the harm they are doing to their citizens by refusing to enforce our immigration laws and to rethink these policies.
Today's announcement is in line with an executive order signed by President Trump shortly after he took office. Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and Chicago are already considered sanctuary cities, as well as some smaller jurisdictions. Lawmakers are working on legislation to make California effectively a sanctuary state. Democratic Senate President Pro Tem Kevin De Leon says Sessions' threats to pull funding will not deter him from backing that legislation. But he's looking for a way to stop the federal government from moving forward with those threats.
Is our local law enforcement as well as our state police officers need the necessary dollars from the Department of Justice to carry out very important activities such as human trafficking, dealing with drug cartels. Withholding those dollars to force cities and counties to do quite the opposite politically that President Trump wants us to do is, again, nothing short of blackmail.
De Leon also says there are reports that crime rates in sanctuary cities are lower than non-sanctuary cities. The mayors of Tijuana and San Diego are in Mexico City promoting bi-national cooperation. They're part of a delegation of more than 90 officials and business leaders touting the San Diego-Tijuana region as a success story. The press room at the Mexico Four Seasons was packed. Mexican journalists were eager to hear about the bi-national relationship amid President Trump's calls to limit cross-border trade. San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer was there to ask Mexico's top officials not to give up on the cross-border relationship.
But of course, we can only do so much on our own. It's why we are calling on the federal governments in the United States and Mexico to help foster our continued success. And there is no question about what we do in San Diego and Tijuana. It works. An international border may divide our cities, but we are united.
Faulconer said the region has become the world's largest manufacturing hub for medical devices thanks to that cooperation. Later this week, officials will meet with the Mexican Congress, Mexico's economy ministry, and more. Most of Mexico's natural gas comes from the U.S. 17 pipelines cross the boundary carrying natural gas south, and the amount of natural gas exported is projected to double by 2019. Today, I sat down with Ingrid Lobet with our media partner, iNews Source, who has the story for this week's News in Numbers. So, Ingrid, can you tell me what accounts for this increase in natural gas coming from the U.S. going to Mexico?
Well, around 2000, Mexico decided that it wanted to switch over its electricity production from kind of dirtier burning diesel fuel to cleaner burning natural gas. And then around 2006, with the fracking revolution in the United States, all of a sudden there was so much gas being produced here in the United States, and the price was kind of dropping too much for industry. So industry was more than happy to be selling as much as Mexico was willing to buy.
And you report that 60% of the natural gas used in Mexico comes from the U.S. That's a whole lot. Why don't they just produce their own natural gas, or is it not that easy?
That is a whole lot, and that's a really good question. Their company, their traditional oil company, and the company that produced natural gas is Pemex, and production of natural gas from Pemex had been dropping. I think it is Mexico's long-term goal to be producing its own natural gas, but for right now, it doesn't have the ability to produce what it is using.
So this industry is growing, this trade is growing, but there's discussion in your report about concerns about a disruption in this relationship. What's fueling these concerns?
Right, and it's important to say that there's no explicit threat of any disruption at all, but it's just that relations between Mexico and the United States have become suddenly somewhat uncertain, and so some experts I spoke with in Mexico and who look at Mexico have looked at that 60% and said, some people in Mexico have said, do we really want to be dependent to that degree on our northern neighbor when we don't know exactly what's going to happen? Could there be tariffs? Could the United States decide that it's going to condition the delivery of gas on something they want Mexico to do? And so some have asked, is there somewhere else we could get it? But then on the other hand, it's really in the interest of the gas producers in Texas to be able to sell this to Mexico. So that also alleviates concern in Mexico as well.
So you talked about cleaner energy. What's the environmental impact of transporting all of this natural gas?
There are a couple of environmental concerns among some parties. There is a carbon cost. There's a climate cost to natural gas. Natural gas is mostly methane, and methane is a very powerful greenhouse gas. And some small amount of methane does escape from pipelines and from equipment that delivers the natural gas. So some people are concerned about that.
And could that disrupt this relationship as well? Is that also a threat?
No one is talking about that being any kind of a disruption yet, and I think that that's unlikely because for Mexico, natural gas is the clean fuel. They're switching away from diesel and from fuel oil, from dirtier fuels. So eventually there may be some concern about the climate aspects of methane and natural gas, but I think that would be in the future. I've not heard anyone talk about that yet.
Ingrid Lobet with iNewsSource, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
California healthcare advocates are breathing a sigh of relief after the Republican effort to repeal Obamacare fell short. But KPBS health reporter Kenny Goldberg says advocates warn the Trump administration could still undermine the law.
Obamacare provides $900 million to help low-income people with a covered California plan pay for deductibles and co-pays. A lawsuit filed by the House challenged this program. The House won in lower court. The Obama administration appealed. Anthony Wright directs the nonprofit Health Access California. He says California is in for some rough times if the Trump administration drops the appeal.
It could eviscerate that help that hundreds of thousands of California families get and could really take a wrecking ball to the individual insurance market.
About 1.3 million Californians have a covered California plan. More than 90% of them get federal assistance that lowers their costs. Kenny Goldberg, KPBS News.
The Navy and the San Diego VA are releasing the most complete data so far on how amputees are dealing with their injuries from the Iraq and Afghan wars. KPBS reporter Steve Walsh has the story.
This isn't a complete finished prosthesis.
Michael Leoncio is a former Navy corpsman. The company he works for fits vets with prosthetic limbs. He was in Iraq in 2005 with a Marine unit in Ramadi.
I always knew I'd do well in the military.
He's a regular at the VA in La Jolla.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, you need to be on TV. This cat's fantastic.
Leoncio knows vets who underwent limb reconstruction.
For the majority of them, it was a tough decision, but they've done really well afterward.
He knows other vets who had their limbs amputated months or even years after their initial injury.
Almost all of them have said that I can't believe I didn't do it sooner. It really depends on every patient.
Then there are the vets like Leoncio.
It was about 28 days into the deployment when our Humvee hit an IED, a roadside bomb. The Humvee did a backflip. I got partially ejected and the door kind of landed on my leg, and so that's how I lost my leg.
When Leoncio woke up in the hospital, his leg was gone. The VA and the Naval Health Research Center are collaborating on a long-term study of wartime amputees.
This is our swim flume.
Michael Gallardo directs the research operations for the Navy in San Diego. Researcher Ted Melzer recently went through the medical records of all 625 troops who had severe lower limb injuries between 2001 and 2008. The group who seemed to have the best outcome,
some of the old Vietnam vets, man, they get intense.
Those like Leoncio, who had their leg amputated right away.
They had lower rates of PTSD, lower rates of infections.
Researchers found that those who had their leg amputated immediately had fewer complications, both physically and mentally.
Early aggressive rehabilitation promotes their psychological well-being versus the other patients that go through limb salvage or wait for late amputation. That's a prolonged process. They have to go through many surgeries. The outcome is uncertain.
One surprising finding, all amputees had relatively high levels of PTSD.
Everyone has their moments. Everyone has their days.
And that it didn't begin to show up until at least a year after the actual trauma.
You know, I can't see anyone going through this and not have a difficult time with it.
The data from this study will be folded into the Wounded Warrior Recovery Project, which is following the lives of more than 5,000 veterans who were wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan.
What we'll end up actually being able to accomplish is to identify those particular programs, projects, treatments, and rehabilitation programs that actually move the quality of life meter.
Data on amputees has never been gathered at this scale. Ultimately, it may not only help these vets long term, but it could help anyone who is facing the tough choice of whether to go forward with an amputation.
You know, there's nothing you can do. It is what it is. It's not coming back.
Steve Walsh, KPBS News.
Delays continue in the case of a Mexican business mogul convicted last summer of funneling nearly $600,000 into San Diego campaigns. KPBS investigative reporter Amita Sharma has more.
Jose Susimo Azano Matsura was scheduled to be sentenced in December, but the hearing was put off so his lawyers could file post-trial arguments. A hearing was scheduled for next month, but that has now been postponed until June. Azano is appealing his conviction on 36 counts. They include illegally injecting hundreds of thousands of dollars into the 2012 mayoral campaigns of District Attorney Bonnie Dumanis and Bob Filner, in some cases through straw donors. Azano does not have a green card, and it's illegal for foreign nationals to give money to U.S. campaigns. Federal prosecutors have said they want to retry Azano on a gun charge, but there is no word on when that might happen. Meanwhile, KPBS has confirmed that the Federal Election Commission is looking into the case. Amita Sharma, KPBS News.
The Oakland Raiders are relocating to Las Vegas. NFL owners approved the move today. The team has been asking for a new stadium for years and wasn't satisfied with Oakland's proposals. Sound familiar? Las Vegas offered the team $750 million in public money to help sweeten the deal. The Raiders likely will play 2 or 3 more years in the Bay Area before their stadium near the Las Vegas Strip is ready.
I have mixed feelings, obviously. I love Oakland. I love the fans in Oakland. And I know that there's going to be disappointment and maybe some anger. And I just hope that in the future, as we play in Oakland this year, that they understand that it wasn't the players, it wasn't the coaches that made this decision, but it was me that made it.
This is the third move allowed by the league in just over a year. And of course, one of those 3 relocations, the team formerly known as the San Diego Chargers. They announced today season tickets for their games in Carson are sold out. The LA Chargers say the tickets ranged in price from $70 to $375 per ticket. They're playing at StubHub Center for the next 2 years. The new Inglewood Stadium should be ready for their 2019 season. Gray skies covered Oceanside today, but take a look at this heron. This bird didn't let the gloomy weather ruin its day. Luckily, these murky conditions won't last long. Shanae Shocker has the forecast.
Once again, Southern California, not very active weather across the board. We take a look at our satellite and radar. We are seeing an increasing cloud cover as an area of low pressure is pushing inland, and that's bringing an onshore flow here. Not too much going on, however. We're not seeing any of that moisture as that is held well off towards our north and out over the Great Basin here. That onshore flow moving in, and outside of that, not too much going on. Maybe some cloudier conditions. We are seeing some gustier winds into the mountains mountains and on the coastal slopes for tonight as well. We'll talk about that in just a second. Into the metro area, your low tonight 55. We are going to be partly cloudy. Once again, some lower cloud cover could cause some travel delays for you out of San Diego. Into the mountains we go. 38 degrees for tonight into Ramona. Alpine at 40 degrees. Now our winds tonight along the ridges in the coastal slopes and into the Coachella Valley. We are looking at winds possibly gusting up to 65 miles per hour in spotty areas. So definitely a windy night tonight for the mountains and the coastal slopes. Into Borrego Springs, however, we are going to begin to see our winds drop tonight, 54 degrees for your low there. Into our Tuesday, well, warming trend on the way. We are going to be about 5 degrees above average for the coast and interior regions, and then we'll be even warmer for our Wednesday. We're looking at about 10 to 15 degrees for our Wednesday, and then we'll begin to cool off as we head into the latter half of our week, especially into the interior regions and the mountains. So how this plays out, well, we take a look at what's going on out near the coast here, and we are going to be seeing warming conditions into our Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies, though. We're not looking at any precipitation in our extended outlook. We'll see a slight cool off here along the coast into our Friday. Otherwise, it's just sunny and beautiful weather for us. Inland, we are going to be warming up into the low 80s for our Wednesday. This is where we're seeing those temperatures 10 to 15 degrees above average. We'll be cooling off into our Friday, sticking with some sunny skies as well. Wind shouldn't be too big of an issue inland here. Out towards the mountains, we'll see some windier conditions through our Tuesday, but by Wednesday, 64 degrees. Cooling off into our Thursday, 46 for our Friday. So make sure you have that jacket handy. Last but not least, into the deserts we go, and we're nearing that 90-degree mark as we hit Wednesday and into our Thursday, seeing some increasing winds out here in the deserts, and high-profile vehicles need to be paying attention for that. Friday into our Saturday, well, different story here, 79 for our Friday, very warm once again on Saturday. For KPBS News, I'm Shanae Shocker.
Uber says its self-driving cars have been suspended following a crash over the weekend in Arizona. The company is testing fleets of self-driving cars there and in Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania. There were no serious injuries reported in the collision. Police say the Uber SUV was obeying the law, while the human driver of the other car was cited for a moving violation. New analysis by the Associated Press looks at the cost of North Carolina's bathroom bill, the law limiting LGBT protections. Robert Bumstead says the lost business could cost the state more than $3 billion over the next 12 years.
North Carolina's so-called bathroom bill appears to be flushing a whole lot of money down the drain. Despite assurances from Republican lawmakers that the law limiting LGBT protections isn't hurting the economy, an Associated Press analysis has found it will cost the state more than $3.7 billion over a dozen years and 2,900 jobs. The biggest piece of the pie is PayPal. In response to the law, the online payment processing firm pulled its plans to build a facility that would have added an estimated $2.6 billion to the state's economy. HB 2, as it's called, excludes gender identity and sexual orientation from statewide anti-discrimination protections. It also requires transgender people to use bathrooms corresponding to the sex on their birth certificates in many public places. The $3.7 billion figure also tallies the losses of dozens of other sporting events, conventions, and concerts that have been canceled, but it's impossible to know how much more the state could be losing every day when companies privately decide not to do business. Shelley Green is with the Durham Convention and Visitors Bureau.
The big impact will be felt in 2018 and 2019 because people and associations that are booking those conventions for those years, they're not calling North Carolina right now. We can't measure when the phone doesn't ring.
The ACC canceled their May baseball championship game in Durham. Hundreds of millions more could be lost because the NCAA as a whole is avoiding the state. The group is set to announce sites for various championships through 2022 and has said North Carolina won't be among them as long as the law is on the books. The bill's supporters say the costs have been tiny compared with an economy estimated at more than $500 billion per year.
Get it out of the way.
But in his first State of the State address in March, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper urged lawmakers to repeal the bill, saying, quote, "It's time to move on." Robert Bumstead, Associated Press.
Increasing terrorism, political uncertainty, and a dip in tourism is creating a bleak outlook for the future of Turkey, prompting many residents to look for a new place to call home.
The only thing we can do is just to try somewhere else. I always had even a little spark of hope all the time, but now it's over.
Plus a look at what some might call the first love story. That's tonight on PBS NewsHour, starting at 7 right here on KPBS. For the first time in several years, the endangered Kino checkered spot butterflies are flying in San Diego at the San Diego National Wildlife Refuge. KPBS reporter Eric Anderson says the species is getting a helping hand from a local biologist who would like to see it return to being one of the region's most common butterflies.
Biologist John Martin surveys a plateau on a mountainside in the San Diego National Wildlife Refuge above Chula Vista. He can see downtown San Diego from this hard-to-reach vantage spot, but that's not what he's here to look at.
This open area that I'm sitting in here is high-quality habitat for Kino checker spot butterfly.
Martin is kneeling in a swath of coastal sage scrub. The spaces between the bigger plants are covered with algae, lichens, and mosses. Those plants keep invasive weeds at bay.
But allow this plant, this tiny little grass-like plant, Plantago erecta, to grow in profusion. And the caterpillars of Kino checker spot need this plant to survive.
This habitat is considered prime territory for the Kino. The fragile butterfly lays eggs on or around the California plantain in the spring. The eggs and the larvae spend most of their life on the plant, the ground, or safely tucked in a web-like cocoon.
When they emerge from summer dormancy, when the winter rains come out, they cause this plant to emerge and start growing, and the caterpillars emerge from dormancy and eat this and grow and shed their skins and grow some more until they're about 3 centimeters long or so.
For about 3 weeks in the spring, adult Kinos breed. Their black, brown, and white-covered wings used to be a common sight here. Millions flew from the Santa Monica Mountains to Baja California. But the population crashed in the mid-1970s, and Kinos finally got endangered species protection in 1997. Sprawling suburbs stole a lot of the butterfly's habitat. Fire and drought also took a toll on an increasingly isolated species.
It's kind of like a bouncing ball, like this is a species that booms and busts.
Susan Wynn is a Fish and Wildlife Service biologist who spent a lot of time and energy working to improve the butterfly's future.
But each time the ball bounces, it's not bouncing quite as high. And so some of these sites it's just bounced so low that they don't have that resiliency or that adjacent population to rebound from. And so we're hoping to get the techniques sort of figured out so that when we need to give it a little boost, bounce the ball a little higher, we'll have that ability and that we'll have that in our toolbox.
That boost came from a partnership developed with the San Diego Zoo. Wynn says biologists spent 2 unsuccessful years trying to capture local female Kinos on the refuge.
Yes, it was very concerning, but it was sort of reinforcing that we were on the right track, that this is something important to do. And so last year we did end up going up to Riverside because they had populations that were big enough to collect from.
Those genetically similar butterflies were brought back to a tiny trailer on the San Diego Zoo's grounds. Entomologist Paige Howarth set up a captive rearing plan.
So the adult females that we receive from the wild come in, and we set them up in these enclosures with the host plant. So this is what they'll lay their eggs on.
The effort produced more than 700 larvae, which by late fall were still hibernating. Howarth says that's uncommon for most butterflies, but typical for the Kino.
It's occurring at the same time that the host plant in the habitat is completely drying up and going away. So they just kind of shut everything down for several months until the winter rains start again.
The larvae were released on the refuge in December, nestled inside modified brown Christmas tree bulbs. About 800 caterpillars joined them in January. Biologist Susan Wynn was hoping the Kinos would take their cues from nature. The butterflies did get a huge boost from a wet winter which allowed the plants they feed on to thrive. And the payoff for Wynn and John Martin came this spring.
Did it, John?
We'll have done it
when they come next year.
Next year. If we don't augment here next year, I don't know. We'll see.
During a brief visit in the middle of March, Wynn and Martin were delighted to see the Kinos flying on the refuge. They spotted about 20 of the rare adult butterflies fluttering around the release site. That raises hope that the extraordinary captive rearing program could have a lasting impact.
It worked. They are right on track with the natural populations as far as, they're emerging the same week the natural populations are emerging.
The Fish and Wildlife Service has enough money set aside to do 2 more years of captive rearing and releasing. The hope is that the effort will boost the local population enough to allow the butterflies to spread on the refuge. Eventually, biologists would like to see a self-sustaining population. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great night. We leave you with a look at veteran and novice skateboarders showing off at Logan Heights Memorial Skate Park.